Relatable, do you know a guy who green? I mean bad to bunnies. So, every small town has that guy. The one who thinks he's tough, thinks rules don't apply to him, and seems to get a kick out of making everyone else miserable. In my town, that guy was Brad. Brad wasn't just annoying, he had this mean streak. People caught him kicking at stray dogs, throwing beer cans at cats, even bragging about teaching raccoons lessons by chasing them with a broom. Most people just shook their heads, muttered, "He's trash," and tried to stay out of his way. But then came Marshmallow. Marshmallow was Brad's pet rabbit. A sweet, fluffy white bunny with big ears and the kind of face that could make even the coldest person go, "Ah." Brad only got him because, according to a neighbor, his ex-girlfriend had wanted a bunny. When she left him, shocker, Brad kept the rabbit. And instead of being a decent human, he started treating Marshmallow like a prop in his little, tough guy act. People saw him holding the bunny up by the scruff, shaking him around, or locking him outside in the heat with no water. He'd joke about rabbit stew at barbecues while Marshmallow sat trembling in a cage nearby. The breaking point came when a teenager down the street caught him on video. Brad was in his yard, dangling Marshmallow by the ears and laughing while the poor bunny struggled. The video hit Facebook within the hour. By evening, the whole town had seen it. And the town lost its mind. Hundreds of comments. People tagging animal control. Others tagging the sheriff. Folks calling him every name in the book. It was one of those moments where the internet actually worked the way it should, everyone united against a jerk. The very next morning, animal control showed up at Brad's house with deputies in tow. Marshmallow was taken out of that filthy cage, gently bundled in a blanket, and carried off. Brad? He tried to argue, but the deputies cuffed him right there on his lawn while neighbors stood at their windows cheering. But here's where it gets wild. At the station, they were doing his intake, snapping his mugshot. Marshmallow happened to be in the same room briefly, being held by an animal control officer before getting transferred to the shelter. Brad sneered and leaned toward the bunny like, "You miss me, don't you?" Marshmallow, this tiny, fluffy, innocent-looking creature, reached out with his little paw and smacked Brad right across the face. Not hard enough to hurt, but enough to leave a visible scratch across his cheek. The room went silent for a second, then burst into laughter. Even one of the deputies chuckled and said, "Guess that's justice." And the best part? That's the exact moment they snapped his mugshot. Brad's official booking photo shows him scowling with a bright red scratch down his face, courtesy of Marshmallow. It spread all over social media, and suddenly he wasn't tough guy Brad anymore, he was Bunny Boy, the guy who got slapped by his own.